Dire team ban.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Bridon League, where we are going to be continuing on with Group A. Group A is actually almost done, and as it stands right now, both these two teams that you see on the screen, Black and YellowSubmarine, kind of near the bottom. YellowSub with -2 and Black with -4 points. So, unfortunately, with this type of format, there are going to be games which, in the grand scheme of things, just don't really matter. And this is one of those games. It won't affect the standings since actually neither of these two teams have a chance at moving forward. It's either going to be BBC or Moscow 5 International, depending on who actually wins, how BBC does in their next two games. So those two games matter, but this one is not going to have any effect on the standings regardless. Should hopefully be a good one. YellowSubmarine have so far not been doing so well in this tournament, as they've been pretty much beaten by everyone, and even or Black rather, they haven't been doing well. They've been beaten by everyone. YellowSubmarine were the ones to defeat Black in their first encounter, and this is the second one. So still waiting for a really good display of gameplay from Black, but so far it hasn't really come together. I'm Mike Loris for this game and for the next best of twos. Got D Swordfish here as well, I think. You here, man? No? Okay. Well, we're going to try to get him here. He'll be here eventually. And then this will be a full-on dual cast. But until then, it's just me. And YellowSubmarine actually going to grab a Shadow Demon rather early. Looking at the bans real fast, nothing too surprising. Omni Knight getting banned out rather early. However, this is a hero that I think is justifiable in the first ban phase, especially if you plan to go on for something like this. Shadow Demon and the Venomancer, two heroes that should get absolutely crushed by the Omni Knight. And well, it's an interesting opening for the YellowSubmarine side, going for maybe a whole lot of dots, whereas for Black, going to go for a little more standard. Vengeful as the first pick is something I'm a big fan of. You don't really go wrong with the Venge first pick. And then Juggernaut as the flavor of the month hero, a very good hero, and a very good hero versus Venomancer Shadow Demon, and a very good hero with Vengeful Spirit. It's all good there, so it's definitely easy to favor Black's opening, but YellowSubmarine, they clearly have a plan with these two heroes. You don't grab Venomancer and Shadow Demon this early unless you actually have a real good plan.
Yes, I completely agree. These two guys, yeah, hello, finally here, fixed the problem with Skype, and now I'm here. But yeah, these two, if they run them as two supports, perhaps they can be really strong, very aggressive support duo. Otherwise, if they run one as a core, Shadow Demon can have so many combos. I think Black has solid heroes, like you said, as individual heroes, but YellowSubmarine seems to go for that that combo kind of idea, and their draft might have more synergy within it.
Yeah, so it's going to be, of course, depending on the following heroes. YellowSubmarine, they have the Venomancer, so they do have a little bit of pushing. Therefore, Jakiro Ben does make sense coming out from the Black side. And then a Kunkka. I don't really know if that was actually a substantial chance, but they did run Kunkka in their first game, YellowSubmarine, that they played in the Bridon League. So I guess Shadow Demon Kunkka is a real combo, and if you can make that land, then it does do quite a bit of work.
Kunkka is a good hero, versatile in the sense that he can play carry, mid, or support, really. So, I mean, with the Shadow Demon, you really don't want to combine. You don't really want to put these two guys in the same team. And YellowSubmarine going to go for the Luna. Interesting pickup here. I'm actually seeing her a lot lately for some reason. I don't know what to say much about this pick. It's good. It's a solid pickup. Good ultimate, very good mid game carry, also very good late game carry. I don't know how she'll do against a Juggernaut though. What are your thoughts on this Luna?
Yeah, well, generally when you get into a slugfest, even if, like, let's say Luna and Juggernaut run into each other in the woods, there's no chance that Luna's going to get out of there alive. It's just the way it is. But even without that, it's a hero that does have late game, but at the same time offers a lot in the early. Lucent Beam is a nuke, and there aren't many carries that have just straight up nukes. And also with the additional aura, it means that YellowSubmarine are going to be playing this game very aggressively. With having a contingency plan in the Luna, I think going for her is, you know, comparable to going for a Slark. But it's a lot more direct. YellowSubmarine, they clearly want to push and end this game very quickly.
Yes, that's very true. The Luna plus the Venomancer will offer some very good pushing power. Also, they have the ability to split push now. With these two heroes, I think it's enough. So that gives them a lot of versatility within the lineup, which is really good. Especially if you're going against a Juggernaut and Vengeful Spirit, which offers so much in a team fight. So I like the lineup is good for YellowSubmarine right now. I'm still waiting to see if Shadow Demon has any sort of combo partner, because usually that's what you see lately. He's not a solo support anymore, and I mean YellowSubmarine still has two heroes to pick up, so we definitely haven't seen the full extent of their draft. Oh wow, Black going for a Phoenix. Interesting.
Radiant team.
And that is definitely an interesting pickup. Phoenix, when he was first released, people were like, oh my god, he's going to be the next huge thing, but haven't really been too impressed with Phoenix displays in the couple times that I've seen him. It's been rather underwhelming, but it is going to be a pickup that YellowSubmarine are going to maybe struggle to punish. They have a couple of tools to disrupt the Icarus dive. Their attack speed isn't that high initially. Luna will get there eventually, so cracking the egg is going to be a little bit hard, but you know, I think this game, if there was ever a game for it, Leshrac was looking really good for YellowSubmarine. Again, they have the pushing of the Venomancer and Luna. You have Shadow Demon Leshrac, which is a combo. It's even a capable dual lane if you really want to do that. So something like that I would expect from YellowSubmarine, and more stunning is always better. So Black, I mean, we were talking about how YellowSubmarine are a pretty aggressive lineup. Black, they also can play this game pretty aggressively as well if they really wanted to.
Yeah, the Phoenix is really good. Like that, those Fire Spirits are really strong. And Juggernaut and Vengeful Spirit are actually a really good combo to get kills easily. On top of that, the Phoenix has a really good lane clear. So if the YellowSubmarine goes for the pushing lineup, except for the Venomancer wards, they're gonna have an easier time with that super amazing Sunray. And YellowSubmarine is gonna pick up that Lina, which I'm assuming is gonna be the combo for Shadow Demon. Works similarly to Leshrac. Pretty useful. I kind of like the lead, especially now that she has the Aghanim Scepter upgrade, which will go obviously for the BKB and pure damage, which could be quite devastating for the Juggernaut. I think that Lena's good. I don't know how well she'll work as a support though. Anymore.
Yeah, most of the time when I've seen Lina recently, she's been taking a core role, and that is still possible. Like Venomancer, it's looking like Venomancer's being played as core as well, but they have the Venomancer and Lina. They could juggle around and do whatever they want with those two heroes. So YellowSubmarine, if they do have a core Lina, they could just put Lina Shadow Demon +1 in a lane, maybe offensive tri-lane with the Luna mid or Luna in the safe lane or something like that. But no matter what they decide to do, at bottom line, it's YellowSubmarine have a lot of lane flexibility. It's not to say that Black don't. It's just going to be a guessing game for Black because YellowSubmarine have so many ways of operating these lanes. It's going to be tough for Black to actually fully dodge it. Of course, they want the Juggernaut to be going up against the Shadow Demon lane, because that's probably going to be the most aggressive lane, and Juggernaut has the best chance of surviving that. But where is that going to be? I have no idea.
Yeah, that's very true. The versatility of YellowSubmarine's lineup could really mess up Black's lanes, and Black finally pick up the second support. Probably, I mean, hopefully, can it be the Dazzle? And Dazzle, Juggernaut, Vengeful Spirit could easily be an aggressive tri-lane, which is good because that gives them some lane versatility as well, which means YellowSubmarine is going to have a hard time themselves guessing where Black is going to go. Right now, it seems like Phoenix is going to be probably the off-laner or the safe lane in this lineup, and it seems like both teams. I mean, at least Black is definitely missing a mid. What would you pick up for them right now? What will the last hero be?
Well, it seems like they need a hero that can fight early on. Going up against mostly just the Lina stunning. Queen of Pain is looking pretty decent for Black if they are looking for a mid lane hero that could get online and do a whole bunch of things early on, and similar heroes to that. If you want to go for a Puck, that's also going to be reasonable. And yeah, I think just Queen of Pain Puck. It's a very old school recommendation. I remember back in the day I used to recommend that all the time. It's like, oh yeah, just mid lane, Queen of Pain Puck, you're done. It's been a while, but it would certainly get a lot of traction. Or they could just go for, Viper. That would also be solid.
The Viper's pretty good, but as soon as Lina gets her Laguna's Blade with pure damage and whatnot, if she is in a core role, Piper could be in a lot of trouble. I like the Magnus pick. Sadly, it was been banned. And wow, YellowSubmarine going for Tinker. I actually don't know what this Tinker's going to be. Tinker, the last time I saw, I think it was Denial who played as a support. Well, support, quote unquote support. Played by fucking mad, but is this Tinker going to be mid in this game?
I have no idea. Like, I do recall what you're talking about. I think it was just like a pseudo jungling kind of Tinker, and it was not punished, and it actually did end up getting semi-fast travels. It blew my mind away. I don't really know what to think of it, but in this particular game, it seems like YellowSub, they're looking to be the ones pushing, and Tinker will eventually get to a point where, once he has the travels and the Blink Dagger and everything like that, he will be able to push pretty decently, but it's very, very slow. Whereas for Luna Venomancer, their pushing is a lot faster. I just feel like it's a different kind of push that YellowSub have with this Tinker that really doesn't work well with the rest of the heroes.
Yeah, I don't know how strong this Tinker will be as well, because like you said, if he gets shut down early, he no longer has any way to recover. So, and it doesn't seem like he's going to be the support this time. I don't really know. It seems like he's gonna go mid. Actually, let's present the teams and then we can talk about the Tinker a little more.
Alright, well on the yellow sub side, we got Luna going to go towards the bottom lane defensive try, and it's going to be played by Hybrid. PSM is going to be supporting as a Shadow Demon, F on the Lina. Over towards mid, it's Barash and the solo mid Tinker. That's a pretty old one. And Dale's going to be playing the Venomancer up towards top.
As for black, we are going to have in the offlane position, good job, Olo. Yeah, as the Phoenix. In the mid, we're going to have Grief playing the Invoker, and up top, a defensive trialing with Tortoise as the Juggernaut carry. And the two supports will be I'm Not Sup as Dazzle and Alex as the Vengeful Spear.
Ha, Dazzle. He is support.
Yeah.
It's I love it when names are like matching up with what they're actually playing. But either way, like, it's going to be a 3v1 situation down towards bottom. It's a 3v1 situation up towards top. Both of these two heroes really shouldn't have a great time. It's possible, or I don't know if it's possible to get an Icarus dive away from a Shadow Demon and Lina combination. It seems like most of the time the LSA is going to land, and if that doesn't, then Lucent Beam is also going to be a threat. So this Phoenix, though he does have the Icarus dive level 1, is not going to be safe, and Dale is going to have to play things very far away. A slow down Poison Touch or Magic Missile into a spin, and then his life is very quickly going to be ended. But Alex is actually not up top right now. Vengeful Spirit looking to make things dual lanes, maybe, or just warding and then going back up top.
I mean, maybe he wants to get an early kill. I mean, an early kill on Tinker would be great because, like I said, no longer has a way to recover. So I'm kind of worried for this Tinker in the mid lane. I don't know how effective he will be if the supports tend to gank him a lot, and they probably will because I can't imagine the Venomancer even showing his face at all in lane. He's just going to use his wards and try to get away. Actually, leveled 1 meta scale, but oh well.
That's not really something you see every day when the Venomancer is all alone in the off lane. If he had allies there, Gale is ridiculous. Otherwise, it's kind of bad, honestly. Like, he only has one of them, first of all, so it's now gone, and he will not be able to do anything until he gets more levels. Over towards the mid lane, Tinker, yeah, I would ordinarily say this is not a good situation for Tinker, just because if he is shut down, he will be completely shut off. But Grief is also looking like he wants to go for a Wex build. He has Quas Rune Furt, he has a Blade of Attack, and the weakness of Tinker is that if you prevent him from getting the early farm, then you delay his travels, and then you pretty much make him a non-factor. But Wex isn't really the build that is good at denying farm. You really want Exort to try to outlast and out-deny him, I think.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Perhaps he picked the Wex because it is much more of a sort of defensive build in the sense that, you know, if they push your towers and they try to force a team fight and whatnot, you can Tornado and use your EMP, and then you can delay the game a little longer, which I think would be Black's objective right now, considering the rather aggressive build, lineup that YellowSubmarine has gone for. So I understand in the grand scope of things why he went for the Quas-Wex build, but like you said, he's gonna have a hard time denying the Tinker unless there's a rotation from the supports, which is not happening right now.
Yeah, and when those two supports do rotate out, which I'm assuming is eventually going to come from the black side, Venge Dazzle, it's not really the most dangerous, but having an Invoker with, you know, even level 2 Cold Snap is pretty ridiculous, and Tinker is inherently a very easy hero to kill, so it's going to eventually happen, and we'll see if that happens anytime soon. But over on the side lanes, Dale is getting pretty much nothing. He's level 2. Phoenix is almost level 2, but it's not like level 2 is going to make things anything better for the Phoenix. Both the Phoenix and Venomancer are getting absolutely nothing, and the supports on both sides, they're zoning, pulling. It's going to be a very, very slow start, and I honestly don't know if there's anything that's going to happen soon that is going to break this, but you know, the slower the start is, it's a little bit better for YSub. They want to be untouched for the first couple of minutes, like first 5 minutes. Then at a certain point, they're going to start going in for action. They're going to try to go for the Phoenix down towards bottom. He has an Icarus dive out of here, though, so that's not going to happen. But he got really messed up in the process. That wasn't much commitment at all.
Yeah, I mean, the same amount of damage a Shadow Demon deals is just, it's hard to beat that. And if he gets caught out once more, if he gets caught out without max health, he might die here as Luna gets more levels. And as you said, YellowSubmarine is going to prefer this kind of inactive early game. But I think in this case, it's just such an easy kill on the Tinker. If Dazzle just gets 1 level on Poison Touch, it's actually really strong combined with Cold Snap. So they might want to do that, get a smoke gank in mid early. And I think that might be where the action might start, because I don't think they're going to kill the Venomancer anytime soon up top.
If they find something like a double damage rune, then things could get going, even if it's just the Vengeful Spirit. Barash is so comfortable in this lane, but he might not be so comfortable for much longer. There's Tornado EMP invoked up. It's a very, very weak combo, though, with only 1 point in Wex, and Well, Tinker's kind of gone already. He has boots, and neither the Vengeful Spirit nor the Invoker have boots to respond. And Alex is actually going to get laser sweeping out. Missile dropping him very low. Tornado EMP going to land. Means Tinker doesn't have that much mana any longer. Only 75, doesn't have anything to cast. Double damage rune on the Vengeful Spirit. Going to draw first blood for Grief. Close call over in the mid lane, but double damage rune on Venge is pretty darn good. And if you land all the skills, even though they may not be very highly leveled as Invoker, they will be doing just enough.
I think it was quite a mistake that Tinker got very cocky. I mean, he was. If you look at the mid lane, he was like right over here, fighting against the Invoker. And I mean, the bench was missing. Little supports were missing. He should have been a little bit, not behind the lane of creeps to begin with. And then he fought the Venge one-on-one. Like, yeah, I can take this Venge when he obviously couldn't. And he's doing that again. So I don't know. Barash, if he wants to win this game, he really needs to play a little more defensively, at least at first.
Yeah, and he's going for a very nuke-heavy build, so it's going to be an action build for the Tinker. Over towards bottom lane, though. LSA setup. It's going to connect onto the Phoenix. He's dead now. And Luna with the beam is going to secure that kill. Very easily done, and Phoenix getting blindsided with probably vision in the area. He probably should have seen that one coming, honestly, but either way, it's going to be his death. I actually do like this build from Tinker, but up towards top, hold on to that, because Tail, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Spin is going to be there, but it's a little bit too late because he already got Galed, and Venomancer is going to actually survive that onslaught, and now he's going to get a huge creep wave worth of experience. That's a pretty botched gank from Black, but going back to the Tinker. No, can't go back to the Tinker because bottom lane is dying. Never mind. Okay, going back to the Tinker finally. If you are going to be playing this aggressive playstyle, yeah, the March of the Machines is really nice to clear out many creep waves and really split push. But if you're going to be fighting early, you want to be dropping some nukes.
Yeah, I agree with that. Do you think it's going to be a Dagon Tinker once more?
Oh man, that might be a little bit too deep. Like, I'm feeling the nuke build into Travels.
Yeah, but like, I mean, obviously after the Travels, I mean, do you think
okay.
If the game goes into late game, do you think he just might go Dagon?
There's no reason not to, right?
I mean,
I thought you were suggesting like straight Dagon, which would have been sweet,
no.
man. That would be awesome.
That'd be very greedy. That'd be very, very greedy on Tinker. I mean, I'd love to see it, but you don't need Travels if you got Dagon. But no.
Yeah, why farm creeps when you can farm heroes, man? Objectively better.
In Dota 1, that used to be like the thing I used to do. I mean, back when nobody knew what roles were or anything of the sort, it was like, yeah, Tinker was the nuker, and now okay, he's going to actually fight the bench here. But again, Tinker being very cocky, not the smartest choices. He really needs to a way to farm his Travels. And the interesting thing is the supports for his team have not been stacking any of the. I mean, they have one stack in a small camp, but that's really it. And the Tinker really needs those stacks in the normal jungle camps. Oh, actually, one stack here as well, but not that big.
Yeah, it looks like YellowSubmarine aren't really interested in getting the Tinker's Travels. It is usually part of the game plan. Get Tinker the fast Travels and then proceed from there. But again, if they're playing this super aggressive style, if they have a Luna who's getting free farm, and she is, then getting Travels is kind of secondary to pushing. And oh, they're going to catch Phoenix in a corner. PSM has a free disruption if they even need it. Or they can just right click to the Phoenix, and that's going to be his death. Luna's going to claim yet another kill. Dazzle even TPing down here. That is probably going to hurt him more than it's going to help him. Run, Dazzle, run. If PSM catches the Dazzle with a single spell, then he's dead. Oh, disruption is there. Could be there. And not going to be there. Okay, there it is. Now LSA is going to be lined up. Hybrid taking tower aggro, which kind of sucks, but he will get the kill anyway. It's a very delayed double kill, but a double kill nonetheless for the Luna. And yeah, Black not having a good time on this top lane. And this is something that they're not actually mirroring up towards top. Venomancer not really under too much lethal pressure.
Yeah, it's because you see the Dazzle's rotating down bottom, and the Venge is constantly rotating to kill Tinker, which is a smart choice, but obviously this gives the Venomancer some extra space to farm. And I mean, the Juggernaut's farming fine, but of course the offensive capabilities of the Juggernaut in the early game could not be used. And you can tell by the Juggernaut build, he went for 3 levels of Blade Dance instead of any level of Blade Fury. One. Actually, Tinker down, trouble being hit by the Tornado EMP right in the face, and Barash is probably going to be able to get out, never mind, stun, and that Cold Snap is going to be able to kill him off. Well, second kill on the Tinker already.
And level 3 Cold Snap is so good. Like, before the nerf, oh, top lane actually, Dale is going to tank an Omni Slash and live? What the hell? Venomancer just actually can't die, but yeah, but before the nerf, I would say just Cold Snap, it was like one of the best skills in the game. It's still really, really good, and it lasts forever if you could constantly right-click. So Tinker's on the receiving end of that, and if the laser doesn't go the way of the Invoker before the Cold Snap actually gets going, then there's not much the Tinker could do by himself to get out of that. In fact, I don't know if there's anything that he could do. So the Tinker's not having a good time, but it's kind of okay since Hybrid's having a fantastic time. I don't really know if that's a trade that YSub are going to be happy to make.
I know. I mean, the Luna could also recover a little better than the Tinker. It's just I'm kind of scared for the Tinker. If he doesn't get the trial boots within the first, I don't know, 15 minutes or so, he's gonna be in trouble. He's gonna become a dead weight when the team becomes aggressive and whatnot. And the good thing though is the Venomancer is doing a pretty decent job. Like he's got already 3 levels of wards. He's almost level 6. Like he should be able to apply the pressure that Tinker won't be able to make.
And mid, speaking of level 6s, we have that magical level 6 on Lina, and she's going to have a chance to use her shiny new Laguna Blade right about now. No curse is going to land, but the Tinker's nuking, almost outright going to kill Grief. That Laguna Blade was so unnecessary, but sometimes you just got to show the Invoker who's boss. That's going to be a kill over in the mid lane, and Barash is going to get a little bit more freedom because of it. Unfortunately, the heroes here are not heroes that are able to push this tower, so minor tower pressure, but nothing that's worthy of response from Black.
That Laguna Blade though, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's a low cooldown per se, but could have killed him with Dragon Slave actually. Oh well.
Could have killed him with right clicks, man, but you just gotta send him a message. It's not about getting kills, it's about sending a message.
Wow, now we're playing Gangster Dota.
Yeah. That'll teach you, Invoker, to go in the mid lane next time. Of course, I mean that was the first rotation from these two supports of YellowSub. The first one usually works out, and then the second and third one get a little bit harder thereafter, so who knows what's going to happen. Either way, Hybrid left alone down the bottom lane, still putting a lot of pressure on the Phoenix in the meantime, and his tower. This is getting to be a really scary Luna game. She's farming very, very quickly, out-farming the Juggernaut pretty handily because of all the kills that she's been getting, 3 on her. And if she wants to go for Miraquilla, then tower pushing suddenly becomes a cakewalk for Hybrid.
Yeah, that's completely true. Right now with the Venomancer that's gonna soon hit level 6 and the Luna that's obviously very farmed, they could actually go and force ganks perhaps mid or something of the sort, and then just capitalize by tower pushing afterwards. And that's something right now Black cannot do. They're really in a defensive position, and the important thing here is also the supports, Dazzle and Venge being level 4, Dazzle being only level 5, whereas supports for YellowSub are level 6 on Lina and almost level 6 on Shadow Demon. It's quite huge. The difference is quite huge, and these supports are actually going to make quite a huge difference because when there's perhaps a 3-man gank or something of the sort, the supports from Black can rotate if they want to, but they won't be able to do much.
And that's mostly the difference in the off lane. Like, the Phoenix has been dying a couple times, giving a whole bunch of experience to the supports of the YellowSub side, whereas the Venomancer hasn't died a single time, has not been under lethal pressure at really any stage in this game, so a couple of deaths on the Phoenix lead to a couple of levels on the supports, which leads, of course, to like the death of the Invoker in the mid lane. So it's not a good start for this Phoenix, and Venomancer, he still has yet to leave this top lane. He's not getting the most experience, I guess, to be fair. He's playing things very, very defensively, but he has level 3 wards. He just needs 2 more levels, and then he's pretty much fully online. Of course, more levels is better times for Venomancer, but already 1 tower is going to fall, and Dale will eventually be able to help out this Luna, push out these towers, and then at that point, Black, they're going to be forced into fighting. And I don't really know if they want to be fighting right now. I don't even know if they can be fighting right now. They're going to maybe catch Barash, but no, Invis Rune on the Tinker is going to keep him safe. There is a lot of vision here for the Dire in the Radiant Ancient Pit. I think that might have been a mistake.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he wanted to smoke gank. I think that would be a little smarter. They're kind of getting really cocky. Actually, up top now, always slash on Dale. Dale going to be going down with that Mask of Mana's Juggernaut. Wow. He could survive one, couldn't survive the next one. He wanted to send a message too.
And has gotten level 6 hugging the tower during that, but level 7 still eludes him right now. But yeah, YSub, though they are going to be not too happy about losing the Venomancer, it's 12 minutes in, and it required 2 Omni Slashes to kill him, so the Venomancer has a usual life expectancy that is a lot shorter than 12 minutes, so they're going to be okay with the fact that, yeah, he died, which is not the best, but it took them a hell of a long time to get that kill. Over towards mid, Grief. Oh, he's going to be aggressed upon, but I don't think it's actually possible to get the kill on the Wex Invoker with Alina running into an LSA. That's just not going to happen, so it's almost time for YSub to actually make more tower pushing, I think, and so far it's not going to be in the mid lane. It's only bottom lane where Luna's really able to apply pressure. It's, so far, I think at this point, starting to become wasted potential on YSub.
Yeah, they need to start rotating the Luna. I mean, she's got enough farm. The only issue is that the Jug just keeps farming, free farming, and that's what he wants to do after all. And he already got Mask of Menace. He's pretty farmed, actually, only around 600 gold behind the Luna. So maybe they're waiting to get the Tinker online. He has his travel boots, so they might be able to start ganking right now, and they might want to catch the Jug out, and they're trying, actually. Venomous Gale on him, he's going to miss completely, and he's going to do Blade Fury just to make sure not to get caught in the disruption. He's going to be okay. Blade Fury plus Mask Madness as well.
Yeah, he's going to be spinning away very quickly. I think Shadow Demon actually had a chance to get him with the Purge, which does cut through the Fury, but he's instead going to settle for the Vengeful Spirit. That's good too. Demonic Purge is available, and well, whole slew of nukes. Alex is going to straight TP out of their LSA. Poison damage. They will cancel the TP, and they will get the kill. Not exactly who they wanted, but a kill's a kill, and Dale has not much mana, but Venomancer with Rune Aquila means that he can pretty much spam out those Plague Wards. It should be top lane tower going down. It already is very weak, and it'll prompt Black to defend that, but at the same time, they have to defend bottom lane. They just don't have enough heroes to do all of that. Over towards mid, though, Barash is going to get aggressed upon. EMP going to drain all of his mana, but he will survive that.
Also really unfortunate, by the way. Every time the Tinker fights the Invoker can just get a Tornado EMP. The Tinker's kind of, he really can't do much afterwards.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
You just gotta cross your fingers and hope you don't die. And Tinker, he has the bottle, he has the Travels, Soul Ring, Blink Dagger, soon to be coming. And well, now that Lina has a Yule Scepter, this is a support Lina, 15 minutes in, who is able to kill most of the Black lineup by herself. She's gonna run into Juggernaut though. But it's also the Invoker with an Orchid out now up. F is completely screwed. Lina walking in a little bit too deep, and well, I guess she doesn't even pull up the Omni Slash, so just getting picked off there. But it is possible for Lina to get kills when she's not running into the likes of Invoker and Juggernaut.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. But the Invoker's a hero we have kind of ignored for a while, but he's got Orchid already. Kind of be quite relevant, gonna be a huge damage dealer, and maybe Black could actually want to take team fights at this point. Like, I don't think they'd be that screwed as we were talking about before. The only hero that's really farmed is Luna, and I think the fact that she didn't prioritize her BKB is going to hurt her quite a lot. Now she's going to find the Invoker, or the Invoker's going to find her, and there's the Orchid, there's the Cold Snap, dealing a lot of damage to Luna is really, really fast, and she's going to have Eclipse in a couple seconds. She doesn't want to turn this around just yet because she thinks there's someone else. It is, in fact, the Phoenix, who's going to just Icarus Drive to, I don't know, show him who's boss, and then he's gonna run away. Tinker found him though, and that's a Supernova being used. They can probably take it down with enough hits. They used the Dragon Slave for whatever reason, and now the Dazzle up in the air. He's gonna be in trouble, being hit by the Lina, and he uses the Shallow Grave to make sure he can stay alive. Is the Lina gonna go down though? Being hit by the Poison Touch is Hybrid, and Alex gonna go down first before the Lina. Lina somehow making it out alive. Everyone, nobody in YellowSub dying except for the Tinker, who's being hit from behind by the Invoker, who's now gonna die to the Shadow Demon. Soul Catcher, too strong of a spell.
And Black, their Juggernaut in the meantime is just farming up on the top lane. This Luna finally getting a chance to show off her farm, and she's attacking pretty darn quickly, and she's survivable enough to face down an Invoker and come out on top. Yeah, they lose the Tinker, which is not great, but they take a 4-kill advantage in that past series of fights. And over towards mid, Dale, he's going to dodge death in the mid lane from the Juggernaut. So overall, a nice series of events, and Black kind of going in one at a time, which is never something you really want to do. And once the Phoenix popped the Supernova, I think at that point you could reasonably assume that your Phoenix is going to die, since he has, 3 heroes bearing down on him and 2 supports jumping in at the last moment. Kind of suicidal, quite honestly, from the Black support. So they kind of just fed themselves into the meat grinder, and Luna, her Eclipse, though it did mostly run into the Shallow Grave of the Dazzle, it still did a lot of damage, and it did its job. So 9-5 now, and those are the type of fights that I would expect from YellowSub. The only problem is that they weren't even the ones to start that fight. They kind of just wandered into it. They should be looking for those types of fights very aggressively at this stage.
Yeah, it's true, but I mean, now right, the Luna with that fight got Manta style, so that's pretty impressive. And they wait for that BKB to start the fights, because if they are prepared, if the Invoker's prepared, and they probably would be, because it's hard to get a jump. Like, actually, YellowSub doesn't have that much initiation. Maybe the Shadow Demon, that's only single target. Like, they really don't have much initiation to go on a whole team, so they probably can't take away like the Invoker, the Phoenix, and everyone. And Black also has a good counter initiation, so I don't know. Maybe without the BKB, it's not the safest to start fights yet.
Well, bottom lane, the Lina is going to get picked off. The longer you wait, the more chances Invoker gets to ghost walk around and get pickoffs. He's going to run into 2 heroes this time. It might be 1 hero too many for him. However, he does have Phoenix here. Phoenix at this point isn't really a useful hero. Not really, at least. They might catch PSM all alone, and they will. Icarus dive forward, and then the silence. He is completely screwed. However, Hybrid is here. he doesn't have an Eclipse, so everything he does right now is just going to be a bluff. Tornado will fly, catch the Luna on the retreat. Here comes the Juggernaut. Omni Slash will not kill off Hybrid. It will kill off Hybrid, albeit barely. Here comes the Tinker off on the side. Missile's going to land, and Omnot support is going to be in a hell of a lot of trouble right now. YellowScepter, he's going to be met with an LSA on his way down. He will get killed by a March in the machine. It's only level 1 March, level 2. F is also going to Luna Blade Phoenix get a secondary kill, but Juggernaut and Invoker still here. Lots of movement speed on these heroes. You just have to lock him down and kill him immediately, else you will get chased down forever. And Black take a decent trade, going very, very deep, and YSub just not mobilizing with the correct heroes. I guess they take down a tier 1 tower and pressure mid in the meantime, but they should be reinforcing those types of fights and taking them a little bit better. Of course, in the jungle versus Juggernaut, that's not really a fight you want to be taking ever.
Yeah. Now the Venomancer in trouble. Orchid's going to be hit on him, he's going to be silenced, and he's might go down. One more hit. No, there's not actually saving his life. Grief now trying to run away, but being hit by that slow, and he's probably going to go down here. Nothing much he can do. The damage from the slow is going to hit him now. There it is. Demonic Perch finishing him off.
It's always satisfying whenever you get that, but Invoker in the meantime has just been buying space for Totus and Alex to go towards Roshan. Shadow Poison is going to scout this one out. Roshan is already dead, however, Juggernaut has to fight his way out here, but it's something that he can do, especially with Gale missing. He's very fast with that Mask of Madness, taking a lot of damage his way out, and also the Venge TPs away to safety. And everyone from YSub coming in just a little bit too late. You can see the Roshan happening, but if you don't actually have time to capitalize on it, you're not going to get anything done. But even with the Aegis on Juggernaut, I still think YSub, with the Eclipse primed and ready, they can go for some sort of play into the Aegis of Juggernaut. It will be bold, but if they really want to do so, they can. But Black, they're playing the slow and steady. I mean, they're getting objectives enough, and they're not really being pushed. So YSub, they're slowly getting to a stage where they have to rely more on the late game than the early game power of these pushing heroes.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, the only thing is that unlike most aggressive lineups, their lineup is actually not the worst in the late game. Their supports actually transition very well into the late game as opposed to Black's. I mean, Venge is not that great as opposed to like Shadow Demon. He's amazing, and the Tinker is also really good in the late game as well. And so is the Veno and Luna are also pretty good. So I don't think the late game is completely won if Black gets to it. I think it's still anyone's game if that's the case. So it's not like YSub needs to completely go full on aggressive and get some very dumb deaths there. I think playing defensively for now while the Aegis is up is a viable option. And now up top, it seems like Tinker's going to be caught out by the poor Invoker, and he can't rearm here because he actually just uses TP, and he's going to go down here with the MP and the Cold Snap. Wow, very good kills by the Invoker.
You could say that playing defensively is the way to go, and at this point for YSub, it probably is, but whenever you're playing defensively, Black are always hunting with that Ghost Walk Invoker, and as long as Juggernaut has his Omni Slash available, he's going to be hunting as well, and it's very hard to dodge deaths from both of those heroes who are just looking around for kills 24/7. So YSub, though it is pretty much their plan to play defensively, whether or not they can do so is very, very difficult with Black being able to assassinate heroes so easily. They're also going to find Dale Totus. He's going to dive it, and there's an Omni Slash with the Venomancer's name on it. Also Shadow Demon coming in, which might tank some of it, but here comes the Phoenix. Not laying any Fire Spirits down, actually. Supernova very far away, but will it even matter? Disruption already been used. Totus and Alex deep behind enemy lines. Totus being focused down. Tornado going to bail him out, though. Now he has chance for an Omni Slash. He also has that Aegis. Even if he doesn't die, it will still be fine for them. They're going to clean up everyone behind the Tier 1 tower. Here comes Barash, back from dead. Is going to try to go for this Phoenix, but he gets silenced right before he can finish him off. Does get the kill in the end, but is going to get worked down by Totus. A double kill for him. And Dale, he's deep behind his own tower. They're going to try to cut through the wards to get to him. They won't get there in time. But YSub, they get dove behind their own Tier 1 tower. They don't even kill the Aegis of Totus. A really nice tornado there from Grief, really saving the day for Juggernaut to get a little more time to Omni Slash.
And that EMP as well actually stopped the Eclipse from Luna. Really good combo. Like, honestly, the Invoker Grief is doing an amazing job here this game, man. You can tell by those kind of team fights where he just kind of turns them around. And the issue, though, I think is, why would they TP so close together? I don't... The maneuverability was actually really cut off by that play.
And then YSub, they are kind of okay taking clustered fights, but at the same time, Black, they're working with heroes that are, I would say, equally good as taking those clustered fights. Especially if you get hit with a tornado, then Black have so much time to reposition themselves and get things kind of reset. And even with like a honestly really bad Supernova, I think it did a little bit of damage to the Venomancer there. But that's about it. It wasn't disruptive at all. Like, even with that, it still worked out very, very well for Black, and they're going to just keep riding that momentum. Grief is, again, in that Ghost Walk, and he's just hunting for Tinkers. And so far, Tinker hasn't had a good track record up against this Invoker. This time, though, it might be PSM to be taken down. I think someone's going to die here. It's just a matter of who. It's going to be PSM once Barash leaves. So march, 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 but then suddenly Shadow Demon, he's Ghost Walk, no time to disrupt himself, Cold Snap, EMP, kaboom, and then dead.
He's pinging to save his life, like, no, please, no. And now actually they're gonna find this Invoker, may be able to get him with a stun. The ward is there as well. Grief is gonna go down finally, taking down his dominating streak. That was Luna for the gold for Luna. Pretty good. Luna will be able to take it, hurt BKB, I believe. It's coming to the curve, yeah. So now the team fights might actually change around now that Luna has BKB. Meanwhile, up top, they're pushing the tower, and the Vaynemancer Deho, as usual, trying to get them to leave, but he really is not being successful here. The Lina now stunning Totus. Totus in a lot of trouble. His Aegis will be lost without Laguna's Blade being used just yet. So still a lot of damage waiting for this Juggernaut. And Juggernaut's gonna try to leave. Luna just healed herself. Oh, okay. Wow, was that?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe sometimes you just fat finger it. Who knows? That something that happened. And well, actually, it's gonna be the Dazzle still in the most trouble. He is sandwiched right now, and he's gonna try to hide. Oh my god, did he actually get out? Oh, he's gonna blow a smoke also! They have no idea where this guy is. The plays so next level that I don't even know if that Dazzle knew that he just did that. Like, he's just cowering for his life right now, but he ended up blowing his smoke, and now he's gonna try to sneak away, but he gets spotted by a Plague Ward, YellowScepter. He's going to get destroyed for his play, but that was pretty sweet. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm pretty happy. The Dazzle was pretty amazing there. Pity he didn't have a TP, otherwise he would have gotten away. But yeah, that Luna Yules actually was the thing that stopped it, that made sure that Juggernaut got away. So they could have actually gotten a kill on him. Oh well, mistakes happen.
And Juggernaut, Luna, now they're pretty similar in the farm department. In fact, there's only like single digits gold separating their net worth. But like still in the heads-up fight, it's going to be Juggernaut most of the time to be winning that one out. Master Madness Basher, and there's not much you could do as Luna once you're receiving that type of punishment. So YSub, I think their time for pushing right now, at least their time for early game abuse the Luna type pushing, it is for the most part past. It is mostly going to be full on late game right now, and this is where you want your Venomancer to have the likes of Blink Dagger, Aghanim's Veil, not YellowScepter. That is a nice item to have, but it's not really the item that they need on the Venomancer at this stage with this type of gameplay as their plan. They're going to run into Grief, however. Or is Grief going to run into them? He's sitting on a Sentry Ward, and Lina's just going to walk right by. Sentry Ward going to be dropped, and that is in range, I think. They look like they're in range, and so I'm not support. Yeah, he's going to clear that out. But there's still Grief going to throw a Tornado. He will throw an EMP as well. PSM should get clear of that. He gets silenced, but that's not going to do anything. Alex looking for a swap, only level 1, however. It's going to be Hybrid, take most of the damage. Omnislash onto the Luna. That's going to get a kill immediately. And Juggernaut, he's charging forward. However, he doesn't have the rest of his team. He probably has to back off for now. Fighting in the March, a little bit too dangerous. And now they're going to dive forward. Icarus dive into the Supernova. It is not going to be focused down just yet. Dale and PSM, they're going to try their darndest, but it's not going to work. The Supernova is going to go off. PSM is going to get killed off, and Dale shortly following. Lands a nice 4-man ultimate from the Venomancer before he dies, and Luna actually buys back. Do YSub really want to fight this? Because Black, they're still all at literally full HP because of this healing ward and the healing from Dazzle. Though they don't have an Omnislash, they still have more than enough to fight. Tornado gonna fly, which will catch the Lina. That Sunray, sure, you know, Sunray, but they still are able to push this if they really want to. Black still with full control over this bottom lane.
Yeah, and they still have a weave available to them in a swap if they want to do so, but in fact they're gonna go back. Yeah, it's fine. They can play defensive, though. At this point, I think the Black should be playing on their lead right now because it's not like YSub is going to completely flop in the late game. So they really should be playing on their lead and try to get the constant kills they are getting on the Juggernaut. It's really good. In fact, Todos hasn't died a single time this game, so that's pretty impressive.
And all the lack of death is going to mean that he's farming up quite a storm. I don't know if you want to go for an Abyssal Blade here. It seems like it might be a little bit too glass cannon-y for Totus, but maybe that's just how he rolls. If he does grab an Abyssal Blade, then there's no chance that Luna's going to be able to survive at all. Like, BKB isn't even going to help you. First of all, it doesn't even help you versus Omnislash, but if you're being permabashed and Omnislashed, I mean, there's nothing you could do about that. So Black, they are still having to deal with the split push of Tinker. At this stage, Tinker is in full effect, has the Blink Dagger and the Soul Ring. Nothing else, though. It's a kind of low farm for the Tinker, but with 5 deaths to his name, that's kind of understandable. He's going to be pushing out all the lanes, and it's up to Black to actually take team fights and snipe the Tinker. And so far, Grief has been doing a really good job at that.
Yeah, that's very true, actually. I mean, this Invoker has been doing an amazing job here in this game, disrupting team fights, getting kills, very important kills as well. Which also aided to the disruption of the team fights. He's just been a really good key player here in Black. And I mean, I would compare him to the Lean. I guess they were both supposed to be the kind of like gankers here with the super nuki damage, and Invoker's just doing a better job at it. So I mean, this Invoker now going for actually I don't know what he's going for, to be honest. He has a Ogre Club and an Ultimate Orb.
Plus 10 stats, man. You gotta bulk up. But he's going to get YellowSubmarine over in the mid lane. He's going to land right into an LSA. Omni Slash onto Dale, though, is going to get the kill, even though it does jump to some creeps. Grief still alive, despite being hit by Laguna Blade. Will die in the end to the Demonic Purge, but it will not be for free. 2 kills so far. As a swap back onto PSM does occur. Gem on the deck, and Totus going to make sure that no one else gets that but him. But he's going to die to the Eclipse of Hybrid. He was not focused at all in black. Fighting 3v5. I mean, they're powerful for sure, but they're not that powerful. And Luna coming in, taking 0 focus. And now it's going to be YSub making a push down mid, and with only 2 heroes right now, Black cannot defend this. It will be suicidal to even try. And, well, it's a fight that YSub ultimately come ahead with.
Yeah, this match can easily be summarized in they got cocky and died, because it's what's happening the whole time. This Juggernaut getting really cocky there and actually killed by his own illusions. Now they're able to lose a tower, and Luna might be able to take this to next level push. They have no Venomancer, but Luna's pretty good at pushing, but they're going to go back. Yeah, it's a fair choice because they don't know if the Invoker or Juggernaut have buyback, and they do, so yeah, that's fair.
Unfortunately for YSub, Roshan is still a minute away from respawning, so they can't immediately get 2 objectives. They're only going to be able to get 1. Yet Black, I mean, they, as you said, decided to take the fight that honestly they probably should have been okay with, just with Omni slashing the Venomancer and then getting the hell out of there. You could always spin TP, and most of the time that'll work out for you, but fighting to death with the Juggernaut, with the Mask of Madness, it's going to work in 1v1 situations, but not 3v5 situations. So next time Black, if they decide to fall back, then things could go a lot differently. But for right now, Grief, he's still around. He's going to be revealed right now. He's going to walk right into a gem. There's an LSA waiting for him when he lands. He will get the tornado out somehow, but the nuke damage is way too high, and he knows that the enemy team has a gem. Like, that was a very, very old pickup, but he's still wandering around as if he is completely invulnerable, and obviously that's not the case. So Invoker down means that YSub can go for yet another push, and then this time after this push, if it is successful, they have Roshan to take afterwards.
Yeah, that was a very unfortunate kill, and now the biggest now going on Juggernaut deal, being dealt a lot of damage to the Icarus Drive plus the Supernova. Okay, I mean,
sure.
It's a very common, it's a weird mistake, but like, don't use Supernova as an initiation. I don't know why they keep doing that now. In Juggernaut being completely wrecked for whatever reason, trying to Omni Slash, but I mean, I don't know why he did that. And Veil Discord being used now on everyone, trying to deal a lot of damage by the Phoenix, but I'm not actually going down here. Alex trying to swap them away, and he's gonna manage to do so. Can they catch his Phoenix down, though? He has no Icarus Drive right now. Demonic Purge being hit on him as well. PSM really wants to kill this Phoenix. Demonic Purge is going to deal a lot of damage, but quite not enough. And one more last hit will do it. He's going to go down there. That's 3 down for Black. They only have their supports left, and they're going to lose a tower most likely as well. Wow.
At this point, Black, they're just on tilt. Like, there is nothing else to explain that. You don't run in there as Juggernaut without a BKB and expect to get away. Like, the Omni Slash, there was just like a patch earlier today or whatever that decreased the range. I don't know if that would have been relevant, but you're walking into a hell of a lot of damage to try to get 1 kill. Even if you do get that 1 kill, there's no way in hell that you're going to escape. So I don't know what the plan there was for Juggernaut, and then everyone else from Black, you know, deciding to keep on fighting after a questionable Supernova, to say the least. It's going to lead to top lane being pushed because Venomancer wasn't even a part of that bottom lane fight. Bottom lane tower was pushed. Now it's going to be a double life for the Luna, and she is well on her way to her butterfly. Black, they had a very good shot at this game if they just kept up the course and, you know, played very safely. Yet now at this point, YSub, their Tinker is, you know, getting huge. Their Luna is already huge, and their Venomancer is occupying 1 lane's worth of attention every single time. Black, they can't afford to be making these really kind of sloppy mistakes.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, honestly. I think when they lost their Invoker, they kind of got desperate because he is the main source of initiation, I guess. They keep using the Phoenix again. For the Supernova, it's not initiation. It's supposed to be like a defense mechanism. Sometimes, if protected properly, it can be initiation. But that Supernova was completely wasted. It was near the tower, and they didn't get hit by it at all. So, I don't know. It was just a sloppy initiation in general, and it's just that Luna is very, very powerful. So if you get the sloppy initiation, he can probably take on the rest of the team because he is tankier than the Juggernaut with that BKB. And right now, the Juggernaut now has BKB, so I guess they'll be kind of on even ground. But the Lina has no Aghanim just yet. Only 1,000 gold away. So once that Aghanim comes for the Lina, I think the Juggernaut's going to be in trouble once more. But for now, they have this buffer period where they might want to fight this.
Yeah, but Luna, even though she picked up her BKB a very, very long time ago, she hasn't needed to use it yet. It's still at 10 seconds, and she has an Aegis, so you might even just fight to the death and then respawn, then pop your BKB and then Eclipse and then really go ham. So Hybrid is getting to a stage where he is able to kill off a whole bunch of black heroes, assuming, of course, he does not get Omni Slash. There is a chance of that, and Totus so far has gotten a couple of Omni Slashes on Luna, but recently that hasn't been happening, and he needs it to be happening if black are going to take a really good team fight. Either that or Invoker has to get a snipe on someone, and that someone is going to be Dale over towards the top lane. YellowSubmarine going to bounce him up after the tornado, and it looks like he's going to get silenced, cold snapped. He has backup here, though, because the tier 1 tower is still here, and YSub, they're going to reinforce that Venomancer very, very swiftly, with everyone bar Luna, who actually can't reinforce because she doesn't have a TP, but still, black, they missed their opportunity to pick, and now they're just going to try to YOLO push this top lane. It's only a tier 1 tower, so you would expect them to be able to very easily take it. YSub probably will be unwilling to defend, but they're also erasing Luna right now, and they're walking into Plague Wards and March the Machines. This is not an easy push to take.
Yeah, while the guys at the YSub has a lot of pushing power, sort of, they also have a very good defensive power with those wards and those March of the Machines, so it's gonna be hard for them to take any towers, which, if you want to race against the Luna, which is happening right now, it's not the smartest of choices. Now they all forced to TP, so they're trying to find the Luna. He has Mask of Madness on, but there's the one hit. No, Yama's not gonna hit the Luna full on. He's getting a little cocky. He has Butterfly, but not enough to save her. In fact, Lena's gonna go down first. Actually, Alex gonna follow here. Vengeful Spirit dying second, the first one in black to die. The weave has been used, but not hitting, only healing a couple. Now, actually, Phoenix dying as well, using a supernova failing there. Grief being hit with a Shadow Grave, not going to be killed here. Well, the poison might be able to. And I'm not Soup now dying to this. Ginzu's, yes, Tinker, and Hybrid still has Aegis, pushing these towers. Only Invoker and the Juggernaut left, who has Omni Slash and can't kill the Luna right yet. The Glaives finishing off this guy. Now Hybrid's gonna be back with full health, and there's buyback on the Juggernaut, there's buyback on the Phoenix, and buyback on the Venge, but they're not using it right now. They're actually gonna sacrifice the Slayer Rax because I guess they don't have Omni Slash.
I mean, Luna is just huge right now, and Barrage is still alive. Of course, if you don't kill him off, you will just teleport back to the fountain, get a full restore, and then rinse and repeat. Grief is going to get perma-hexed by Barrage, who's very quickly running out of mana. He will do most of the work so that Luna can maybe clean up, but no BKB. Hybrid is going to be completely tapped out of mana. Magic Missile flies, misses or something like that. I don't really know what happened there, but Hybrid in the meantime, he's going to try to just go for mid lane. He knows that the Invoker is right on top of him, but he can't really do anything about it. Grief just waiting for something else to cast right now, but nothing that he can cast that is going to make a huge difference here, especially with Venomancer coming in close. Grief is still here. Hybrid's going to hit with the Veil. Lolo is here trying to go for this Luna, but she's going to turn around with Helmet of Dominator, doing quite a bit of damage. Evasion kicking in right now as everyone starts missing. He will get chopped down eventually by the Dazzle, but Dazzle sitting in the March, he will be brought down as well. Invoker, where is he? He's off to the side. We'll throw out a Tornado, which will not crater anyone, and he's free and clear. But everyone else from black, they're long dead right now. Grief is actually being chased down by a gem on Venomancer. YellowSubmarine is there from the Veno. Now they're going to land and kill off Grief. Everyone on black, once again, dead. Though they do have buybacks this time, bottom lane is already destroyed by YSub. Luna being dead means that probably YSub can't continue, but they don't really need to because they already got what they came for.
Yeah, and I mean, there you saw the ability. I was really hoping for this. Actually, now Juggernaut seems to can't beat the Lena, who has Aghanim's right now. Venomancer also has Aghanim's. So Aghanim is on everyone in YSub, and the Tinker with that Ginzu's, that Scythe of Ice, is just so powerful. Like, that Perma-Hex Tinker is something we haven't seen in so long. I'm so glad it's back. That's what I was asking you at the beginning of the game, if he was going to go Dagon or not. I'm glad he got this, because you saw the power of it. The Invoker just can't do anything against it. Doesn't matter if you get blown up with Dagon. If you get Perma-Hex, you can't do anything during the whole team fight, and this Tinker's showing the power of that. So, right now it's getting very scary for black. They also lost the lane of Rax, which means that they're going to be pushed constantly. So, I don't know, their options are getting quite slim here.
And they were already going to be pushed constantly, just being up against a Tinker and a Venomancer. Over towards mid lane, they're going to do what they can versus Totus. Throw some spells because why not? But it's going to be... Actually, Dazzle getting assassinated? Where the hell did he die? Okay, off on the bottom lane. Yeah, you got to be respecting this Tinker burst power. With only level 1 Dagon, it's not the most, but it's certainly enough. Luna going to buy some travels and then start working at this tier 3. So many illusions. Because of that Shadow Demon, the siege is real, and now they're going to go in for this tier 3. Now the tower's down, the Glaives are going to start bouncing, and Totus getting wrecked by the Glaives, and the Phoenix getting wrecked even more so. Tornado's going to fly into a couple of illusions, but the Rax are already down. They got to go, like, right now, but it's even too late if they do decide to go in. Totus with the BKB up is chasing down the Shadow Demon. I mean, yeah, good luck. You're going to probably get that kill, but What then? PSM is... Oh, lag. Okay, well, there's a Supernova after everything. Ultimate from the Venomancer as well, but Hybrid in the BKB is right-clicking everyone. Totus using Omni Slash will not get any kills at all. PSM still somehow surviving, and everyone else from Black is on the retreat. Barash is going to pick off one, then Hex on Grief, going to Dragon Blast for the last kill, and GG is the call. 34-23 in Black. They are going to take yet another loss here in the Bridon League, and, well, YSub, they're going to be happy with their victory, but again, guys, this is one of the games that, because of how the group stage format works, is not going to matter in the grand scheme of things.
But a good performance by YSub regardless, and this is what happens when you can't shut down a Tinker, I guess.
Alright guys, so that is going to be it for this best of 1. Next game coming up is YSub versus Balkan Bears. It's going to be happening in about 30 minutes, so we'll have a short break for that, and then we'll have that one, and then BBC is going to be going up against Black. So BBC double feature, that's going to be coming starting in 30 minutes. I'm Mike Loris, been joined by D-Sword. We'll be right back in 30 minutes for the next game.